Calling this meeting to order at 6:32 p.m. Dr. Roach, will you please do the roll call?
Yes. Mr. Ambarenson? Mr. Ambarenson?
Here, can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
Oh.
Mr. Farugi?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Thank you. Ms. Francois?
Here.
Mr. Schmidt?
Here.
Mr. Kovacs?
Present.
Ms. Davenport?
Here.
And Chairwoman Ford?
Here.
Okay, all are present.
Thank you. Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, in accordance with the provisions of Chapter 231, New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by giving notice to the Courier News, posting the agenda in the public lobby of this building 48 hours prior to this meeting, delivery of this notice to the Franklin Township clerk at least 48 hours prior to the meeting, and mailing notice to those persons properly requesting to be mailed notification of meetings at least 48 hours prior to this meeting. Is there a motion to open the meeting for public comments?
I move.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. Motion is carried. I don't
Seeing
believe.
no one from the public, I have a motion to close the public session.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried. Now for the approval of the minutes. You all reviewed the minutes. Are there any changes to those minutes? Any additions?
I have a comment on the minute, if we can, if it's possible. The reports of the three reports have each have bullet items. At some point, I think we thought we were going to provide what was actually presented in terms of a link there, just like what we do on the agenda. I wonder if that is possible to include that on the minutes also. Right now, we don't know what was presented if you look at the minutes.
I'm sorry, which section are you looking at?
The executive director report, engineering report, operator report, those three have just a bullet item, but there's no link or any details of what was covered.
And neither does the public when the public looks at them after they've been approved.
All of the links are on the, actually on the FTSA website. All of those links, if you go on there and you click on them, it brings you right to all of those documents, and they're uploaded as received. Do you want them somewhere else? Because they are on the website, and if you click on the link, they'll come right up.
Right. I think at the least, I think we could provide that link corresponding to those three line items on the minutes, April. That's all. I mean, if it's
okay,
don't have to go searching.
Councilman, for my clarity, what what three items you talk about?
The three reports that you do, two reports you do, and then I think Scott does the operator report.
Oh, I see. So in the minutes, like for example, under executive summary, professional reports, you want us to, in the minutes, you want us to include the link to the website where they are archived.
Correct, at the minimum.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yep. I've noted it, and we will take care of that for the next month's meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other additions? With that said, is there a motion to accept the minutes with, as is, excuse me?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Now, is there, excuse me, we're going to go to the executive summary. Executive Director.
Yes, Chairwoman. The first project I'm going to highlight is the finance platform upgrade and migration, which is being managed excellent by Dr. Roach. It's the same report as last month. Phase 1 is our finance platform of the finance software, and that is positively moving forward. So much so, Dr. Roach concluded a soft close of the fiscal year ending May 2025, which is also going to lead into the audit field work for the internal closing of the finance portion. Under the utility billing, that's phase 2. That still has a tentative training date of the fall of 2025 with a go live date tentative thereafter based upon the success of the training. Also, the utility billing go live will also be determined by the utility billing training portion of that. The high bay garage has made a step forward. The next step is to submit to the DRCC with a final proposal, which I believe was done the last couple of days. The report says May 28th, but it was actually possibly the last couple of days. Also, the Somerset County Planning Board issued a letter which included some minimal requirements. We will respond to this letter after the DRCC approval has been issued. Somerset Street Pump Station rehab is basically all completed. We're now in the closing phase, which will involve the documents and the bond process. That's really good news. The Brookline Avenue sewer collection rehab, that's a much larger project. That we're in a phase where it's kind of going by a little slowly. That's by design. The main to house repairs and upgrades, we've gone in 1 month from 11% to 12% completed. The cured in place work, we've gone from 41% to 43% completed. And the LCR work, we went from 21 to have completed 27 completed to 41 completed. We also received a quote from National Water Main for the repair of the 45-foot portion of the sewer pipe. That quote came in at $98,000. And this just a reminder, this is believed to have caused by problems of the township's previous road work, but we won't know until we dig down and look at the site conditions. The ARP Brookline grants, I'll just condense this. For the month, we submitted to the county $318,676.70. That brings us to a total request of $2,158,240.87. To date, we've received zero money from them.
Joan, if I may, I just got an email actually from the county, and they will be sending the authority a check on Friday in the amount of $2,158,240.87 this Friday.
Repeat that amount again.
$2,158,240.87.
You're saying 2,000. Do you mean 2 million?
2 million. Sorry, 2 million.
All right, that's more like it. I
Yeah.
stopped listening after 2 million.
Okay.
I like that. I just like the sound of that. All right, that's fantastic. That's free money.
And we have
That's really good.
$841,759.13 remaining to fulfill that $3 million grant.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Submitted to the to Franklin Township under the same grant. For the month, we added another $99,691.03, bringing us to a total requested and submitted of $1,605,390.81. We have received zero as of today. The Weston Canal Pump Station rebuild project, we did thankfully received an update from NJDEP that the legal review is complete. However, we're still waiting for the approval from the Office of Transactions and Public Land Administration. So once we get that, we could use that small strip of useless land in front of the project and start moving forward with that. Commerce Street Drive. You know what? Let me break there. On the Weston Canal project, where is he? Are you on here? Well, Will, do you know the status of the PSE&G's request to purchase that land?
I know that that's under review right now between the state and PSE&G. Nothing has been finalized there, but the state did acknowledge that they're currently reviewing that request, and of course that'll, if that breaks and there's movement there, that would also solve our holding pattern that we've been in. So
okay,
it's under review still.
Just for the reminding everybody, the reason I asked that is when we first started this, and we detected that the state owns a useless strip of land between PSE&G's property and the state road, the Canal Road, Weston Canal Road. The PSE&G immediately moved to ask the state to give them that land. We expected that request and the purchase of it would take 18 months. We thought we could get what's called an access lease of that land faster. I think that we're into it at least 2 years now, this request process. And thank Will, I want to thank you and your team at CME for suggesting that. Though it took us 2 years, purchasing that land is probably going to take 4 years. But luckily, our project can continue once we get that access lease, which is really important at this point. Okay. Commerce Drive. This is going well. The contractor anticipates a construction start date in August this summer, 2025. Nothing else to report. Shirley Avenue Pump Station rehab. We took a step forward. We have all the surveys complete, the title search, the title insurance, the sale documents were generated, and I mailed all those documents to the landowner in U.S. registered mail, and I also emailed it to the landowner, and he's acknowledged receipt of that. Under general engineering, only one notation is New Brunswick. They reported to us that they are near completion of drawing up a new agreement for us, which is based upon a constant flow metering, which is fair, but we haven't seen it. When they're done and confident, they're going to present it to us at a all hands on deck meeting. And that concludes my executive project summary status of professionals report. Chairwoman, would you, if no other questions, would you like me to move on to the executive director's report?
I have a couple of questions.
Okay, sir.
In the CME report, on page 6, under solar energy investigation, so the call has been scheduled with the authority on June 28th, 2024. Is that something past, or do they mean 2025?
No, it's probably most certainly passed. That's an initiative I started last year. We went into it for most of the year, and I put it on pause, mostly for financial reasons. It was a very complicated issue. We were having private meetings with industry leaders, a lobbyist, contractors, different approaches and models. At the time, the finances, especially with some of the anticipated projects coming up, didn't make sense. But as you recall, a few months ago, when we learned that the electric rates in the PJM territory are going to skyrocket by 17%, I had committed to reinstituting the investigation of that project, but the truth is nothing has been done since I said that.
So 2024 is correct then?
Yeah, I'll let Will respond to that, but I think it is.
Correct, yes.
Okay, it's just the wording is just a little strange the way that is. My second question is on the engineering report. So Somerset Street Pumping Station, we're at 121.4% spent on this project. So I was just curious what put us over that much.
Oh, you want me to take that?
Yeah, please. And just so you know, Commissioner Schmidt, there are two sister projects back to back, and I split them up. CDM is handling the pump station, where CME is handling the collection portion of the project.
Yeah, so this relates to the smaller pumping station rehabilitation project, and we had this project dates back to before the pandemic, and we got delayed a lot by our coordination with the DEP. It took us much longer than it should have. So the project got kind of strung out much longer than we anticipated. We hope to recover during the construction phase some of the deficit, but we weren't able to recover as much as we had hoped. I anticipate submitting an amendment request, but I understand if they already.
I'm not sure what. I'm not exactly sure the point you're making. I'm just asking why it's, 21% over budget. It looks like.
I mean, anytime a project goes on for this period of time, like unanticipated delay, the costs go up.
Yeah.
We did end up spending a little bit more on design, but that's not really the reason.
That's fine. I just wanted an explanation. Thank you.
Yep. Understood.
What, Commissioner Schmidt, one of the things I found interesting that I learned when I came to the authority is how these project budgets, are created, and it kind of falls on the shoulders of the engineers, and we kind of like congratulate or blame them of the outcome, but really the outcome is not really their fault for the savings or overage. They do their best in estimating what everything will cost, and after we hire them to do a project, they estimate the costs and they help me set the budget for the project. But then, based upon the public bid, those numbers can change and go up and down. Then, of course, like Commissioner Faruqi would tell you, once a project starts, all sorts of environmental conditions can change. The market can change, supply chain, a whole bunch of different factors can make this go up and down. I have to say, both of our engineers have done an excellent job in keeping us at or under a budget for just about everything. So luckily, that overage here is on a very small project.
I wasn't looking to place blame or asking, who was at fault or if somebody was at fault. I understand that when a project is done, if you have an addition put on your house and they give you an estimate of $100,000, there's usually going to be something additional that comes up. You just don't know, so it's going to go over that $100,000. So when I saw that it was this much over, and I know it is a small amount compared to other budgets, but I was just curious.
Yeah. That 21%, 21.4%, that probably represents about $20,000 versus the rest of the project is $8 million.
I totally agree, because of this much amount, we have to keep in mind that so many hidden things gonna come which you don't know what gonna happen. So this money we keep in mind. 21% or something like that is okay with me.
Yeah. Also, Commissioner Schmidt, if it wasn't really bad, I would blame the engineer, fire them. This way, they can't even defend themselves, and we could badmouth them.
He's talking about taking a chainsaw.
Yeah. Also, for everyone's benefit, for good optics, refer to my executive project summary report, and you'll see. That's why I designed it like this. You'll see what we originally budget at the top line of the project name. You'll see the project name, who's managing it, status of green or yellow, the year it started, and then the budget that we estimated in the beginning, and then there's a slash mark, and then what have we spent to date. And this report gets updated every month. This way, that report gives you a nice optic on every project.
It's good. Okay.
Any more questions? Okay.
No other questions, and you.
All right. Thank you, Chairwoman. Revenue for the as of May 31st, 2025, we received checks totaling amount of $1,141,701.10, which is average over the last 5 years. Year-to-date collected was $18,346,227.65, which is also average. The open balance due of non-metered billing, we still have outstanding $7,235,041.97. Penalties for the month totaled $18,216.26, which is above average, and I think the average is about $13,000 a month. Under expenses, as of April 30th, 2025, expenditures month to date is $2,664,544.34. Year to date brings us to $10,596,516.68. So the budget, we spent 73% of our budget as of April 30th with a 92% calendar fiscal year. So we spent considerably under our budget for the year. Let me just emphasize that. Thank you.
Excuse me, Joe. I noticed that I saw that we got emails about a half an hour before the meeting, and I didn't have the opportunity to really open them. But the email on the executive director's report for May 2025 is showing different numbers, and I don't know if the new emails we received were an update. It says cash position on this March 31st, 2025.
I'm sorry,
And the
where
total
are you reading?
is 24 million, 24.7 million. So I don't know if what April sent at 6 o'clock or 6:03 today was an update on this report.
Let me see, update proposal, executive director report, June. At 6:02, she sent this. Stand by. Yeah, and what are you reading that doesn't make sense?
Well, the executive director's report dated May 2025. Revenue report, year-to-date collected. You said 18 million something. Year-to-date collected on my report says 16.1 million collected. I didn't write everything down, but there were a couple of other discrepancies. I think penalties were 18,000. On my report here, it says 10,000. So
Now,
I'm just wondering if sent to 602 was an update to this report.
I just opened up what she sent and what I sent her, and then what's on the able. I'm reading the June report. At the top, it should say June 2025 in the report.
Mine says May 2025.
And so somehow you opened up an old executive director report.
I opened up what was in the email.
The latest email that she just sent today?
Yeah. I just
I have what Joe is saying on mine.
Yeah, I do too.
I have that report too. It did come in at like
6:02.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That I saw they came in, but I didn't have an opportunity to look at those. I was looking at the ones that came in a couple of days ago or something.
No,
So
that's old news, Arnie. You have to keep up.
Yeah. Look at the
I'm
one.
a little bit slow, Vanessa.
Yes, I know, but you know, these are the.
Not nice to make fun of me.
This is the consequence of that. I'm not making fun of you. Come on, Arnie. You're my boo. Come on. Look at that. You made me mess up my screen. I don't know where anybody is.
I just shared my screen. Will this help, Commissioner?
What is that?
Yeah, the numbers that you have on there, show what you talked about. But again, mine that I opened up, from a couple of days ago said May 2025 at the top. I did not have the opportunity to open up one that came a half an hour before this meeting. So, my bad.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay.
I agree with you. You're bad.
Let's see. All right. So let me just reemphasize. We spent 73% of our budget. Calendar year 92%. Very good. Cash position on hand under unrestricted. We have $1,729,456.41. Under restricted, we have $14,953,196.57. Under designated, we have $4,722,443.72, giving us a total net cash position of $21,405,096.70. Just a few discussion items tonight. Land acquisitions, as previously reported, is the PSE&G's waiting final approval from the Office of Transactions and Land Administration. And Shirley Avenue Pump Station, we mailed the settlement documents to the owner to execute. Under Franklin Municipality, I also mentioned that the Brookline project does have a $98,000 extra expense due to problems with the pipe liner, which we believe or we suspect it was caused by workmanship of the road work done by the township. I'm just going to note that our projects are all utilizing Franklin Township Police for road safety. To date, I think on the Brookline project, we spent about 125, hold on. We spent approximately $124,000. So that'll probably go close to $500,000 to the police. When completed, that's a rough estimate. Internal engineering, we have 0 new connections for May 2025. We did expect 98.8 connections for the year. We're far below that. TRC applications processed by engineering were 9. Without going into details for staff and strength and discussion, I will note that I have 3 staff members out with non-injury issues, but they are health issues, and 1 admin person who's out on personal issues. But luckily, our management team is keeping everything moving forward and running smooth. New Brunswick water and sewer bill, as I mentioned, a new agreement is being compiled by New Brunswick, and they should be presenting that to us soon. Somerset municipal grants, we did submit our invoices to them. I've received 0 money yet, but we're expecting a county check, as Dr. Roach mentioned. The New Jersey JIF workers' compensation audit was submitted by Dr. Roach. All projects are moving forward as expected. The only thing that's not in the green that remains in yellow is the high bay garage, but that's all administrative. Under standard resolutions, all are presented tonight. There will be no resolution for the general fund or the North Track. And the last, for additional resolutions, we only have 1, which is authorizing a renewal of agreement with Revolution Coaching Services for behavioral life coaching services. And Chairwoman, that completes my report.
You're muted.
You're muted.
I'm sorry, I'm sitting here talking. Nobody can hear me. Okay. Now for the committee reports, negotiation personnel. Is there anything to add?
We have nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you. What about municipal liaison? Commissioner Francois?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Construction?
Nothing to report.
Okay. And safety? It doesn't seem like there have been any issues. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to the resolutions. The approval of the resolutions. The following resolutions will be done by consent agenda. All the items listed below are considered to be of a routine nature, thereby requiring 1 motion and 1 second for all items. If any member wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda, please advise me at this time which resolutions need to be handled separately, and they will be addressed and voted on separately. Resolution number 1 is the payroll account. It's $290,387.25. Resolution number 2 is the operating expense account. $236,786.72. Resolution number 3 is the renewal and replacement account. $236,571.70. Resolution number 4 is the escrow account. $12,131.25. Is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
I believe that there was a change in the operating expense account. You quoted 236,786.72.
That's what I quoted.
I believe there was an updated one, 237,050.94. Is that correct?
Is that correct?
There was an updated one.
Okay.
But that number that Commissioner Schmidt just gave is correct.
Well, got to stay updated like me, you know?
I guess I do. Okay, well, with that update, is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
Motion to
I
adopt.
move.
Yes.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, resolution is adopted. The additional resolution is resolution number 5. It's a resolution authorizing the renewal of an agreement with Revelation Coaching Services for behavioral life coaching services. Excuse me. Is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
Motion to adopt.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution is adopted. Is there a motion to open for executive session? Or is there a need to open for executive session? I pose that to the.
I don't know.
Nothing for me, Madam Chair.
Okay. So with that, I guess we will, is there a motion to close this meeting, to adjourn?
I
So
move
moved.
to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Sounds unanimous. Good evening, everybody.
Have a good night.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.